Hi everybody, my name's Allan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. Well, here we go. Here we are again, and here we go again. And, you know, a lot of what goes on every day seems the same. But, you know, to us, we seem to feel an undercurrent or an overcurrent or some momentum of a new paradigm. Of a paradigm of love, a paradigm of cooperation, a paradigm of love, a paradigm of oneness. Even though, whenever you watch this show, we know this show goes out all over the world, we know it comes to different places at different times, and people see it the first time it's shown in their city, or after, or on the internet, or from tapes from friends. But up until this moment, there's trauma on the planet. There's natural traumas, and there's seemingly man-made traumas of wars and just people treating each other with tremendous disrespect, tremendous hatred, where suicide bombings are looked at as a way to get to love, to get to God, to get to the truth. Where there are wars between countries and peoples and religions. And yet, festering up, welling up from within is love. And we all know it. We all know that that's the root of this life. And for people who've watched the show, know that that's what this show's about, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, is somehow to connect to that root, the root of all life, which is love, which is God, which is oneness. And we've had guests from literally all over the world who want to share their love, their connection, their desire to that oneness, that love with you. And that's why they come in from all over the world, and that's why we're so honored to have them with us. And then as part of this, you know, we do a lot of different projects and a lot of different things. And a little while ago, Earth Time, we had a vision. We had, basically, it was a download of something that we needed to take on again. Something to enliven the energies of the planet, to enliven the love energy, to enliven the collaborative energy. And this was an international art project. I mean, literally, we saw the whole thing. We saw it as an acupuncture experience for the planet. And basically, it was, I mean, literally, we wrote down, you know, a lot of, you know, we've done the show for a long time. So we've had a lot of artists on. We've had, you know, contact with a lot of artists, friends and friends of artists, and we just knew that there were literally thousands of creative people out there, either as professional artists or not, who are coming into that new paradigm, who are coming into that new love. An old love, the one love. We are all the same love, but I'm more and more in realization of that. And the idea was to contact all these people that we knew originally and just say, how about we all of us joyously and lovingly come together and create a new piece of art, a new original piece of art based on the theme Bridging Heaven and Earth. And the idea was, if you get all these incredible people, in whatever way they create, to visualize, to think about, to sit with a paintbrush in their hand, to meditate, and to create and manifest and bring this piece from that creative process into this earth as a viable piece of art. That it would just enliven that energy of the new paradigm. And literally the response from the first hour was unbelievable. I mean, the first person the piece hasn't come to us yet was this woman, Brent Atwater. And she is from Atlanta, Georgia. She's a healer. She heals through her art. It's been tested by Duke University as having this incredible healing power. And she and I were talking about her possibly coming on the show, to talk about her healing art and, a lot of other children's books projects. And when I told her about this idea, her thought was, okay, definitely count me in. I'm in, but let me get back to you with some ideas I have. And literally, she called back 3 hours later and said, I sat down to meditate from the time we got off the phone. And is it okay if I do 3 pieces? So I said, I think that's a pretty good start. She was going to do this triptych, and she described it. We haven't seen it yet, but it's the way she described it. I mean, and just so excited to be part. And literally at this moment, we probably have like 60, 70 world-class artists who are all listed on the Bridging website, heaventoearth.com, the art project page. And what we consider, just as talented, just as creative people, 3-year-olds and 6-year-olds. If we have enough time, we'll see a few paintings done by younger people. That, it's just open to everyone. That the energies of that new paradigm are coming through everyone, every race, color. We've received paintings from Australia and Israel and Lithuania and all over the United States. And then this other group of people we just call the Intimate Bridging family. They don't have a permanent website with their art, but some of them are, the most creative people on the planet, healers, psychics. And they're going to produce a piece. And if you think about it, think about all these people all over the world wanting to manifest bridging heaven and earth. And what is that? What is the bridge between heaven and earth? Obviously, it's the open heart. Obviously, it's the connection to that oneness, to that love. And that's what this project's about. And so, interestingly enough, as you know, we usually have a guest on the show. And we talk about their experiences and how they've come to learn how to heal or to be a psychic or to write a book that, is about that new paradigm, is a directional to that new paradigm. And for this show, it just turned out that this show was supposed to be about the art. I mean, there were just story after story about how this was supposed to be about the art, how we were supposed to tell you about the art project and tell you that this art project is infinite and inclusive. So anybody who's watching this show, listening to this show, whenever, it's ongoing. Because the new paradigm is ongoing. The love is ongoing. And whatever ways you can bring your energies into that collaboration, into that connection to love, that's what we do. That's what Bridging Heaven and Earth does. And we need it. This earth, this human species, we need it. We need to connect to the oneness. We need to know that we're all brothers and sisters. That when we hurt each other, we're hurting ourselves. When we randomly kill an animal or a whale or a dolphin or a tree, we're hurting ourselves. That there isn't separation the way we think there is. And this art project has just been an incredible experience of that, an incredible opportunity, and people are taking that opportunity all over the world. I mean, now we're starting to get emails that I heard about this through that person or that person, and I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it from Lithuania. How can I get a painting to you from Lithuania? Can I do it this way? Can I do it that way? And it's all about the love. So, the plan would be is to show you a lot of this art that's come in and to invite you into the opportunity to be part of this international bridging art project. If you want to be part of the love, that's what we're offering. If you want to be part of the new paradigm, that's what we're offering. I mean, literally, it's here for you. And all of us, because we all know that the stupidity that exists has existed way too long. And it just can't go on anymore. So We'll start tonight's show with a meditation like we normally do to settle in, to get a feel, and then we'll have some beautiful videos that have been done by the collaborators, who have agreed to collaborate. They did videos. We have Rabia Clark. We actually have her piece here, Jen DeLeith, who's done a beautiful piece, and we'll show Jen's first, and then Rabia's later, and we'll show you as many pieces of incredible art as we have time for in this hour. So please join me in a short meditation. Hi. So settle in. So the first video we're going to see is Beyond the Ninth Wave. The art in there is by, it's Celtic Myth Films. It's inspirational visuals and music. The art is by one of the art collaborators in the Bridging Projects, Jan DeLeith, and the spoken is by Gwyn Smith, and it's magnificent. So, Beyond the Ninth Wave.
Not of father nor of mother was my blood, was my body. I was spellbound by Gwydion, prime enchanter of the Britons, when he formed me from 9 blossoms, 9 buds of various kinds. From primrose of the mountain, brome, meadow sweet and cockle together intertwined.
As I roved out on a fine May morning to view the meadows and flowers gay, oh, who should I spy but my own true lover? She sat by yon willow tree.
Go i'r raith catraeth gan wawr, trafodynt a'i hedd a'i hoffnaw, milcant a thrachant a'n daflawd, pwy arllid gwynoddydd weywawr. Trian yw genydd, wedi llibred, rodde'r gloes angau trwy anghyfred.
And at night as I lay in my bed of slumber, thoughts of my love are in my mind.
Ac ail trwm trian gennydd i gweled y gwyddo a'n gwyl ni ben o draed, ac I chenaid hir
to express I find.
From the bean in its shade bearing a white spectral army of earthly kind. From blossoms of the nettle, oak, thorn and bashful chestnut, 9 powers of 9 flowers, 9 powers in me combined, 9 buds of plant and tree, long and white are my fingers as the 9th wave
And I
of the
wish
sea.
the Queen would bring back her armies from the West Indies, America and Spain.
9 powers of 9 flowers,
With his wedded woman,
long and white are my fingers
that I might reveal
as the 9th wave of the sea.
Well, hi everybody, welcome back. So isn't that a beautiful video? So we're on the set with one of the first paintings we got in, Vivian Nantel, an extraordinary artist from the Bay Area. It's called The Bridging Heaven and Earth Blossom. If you go to her website, which is viviannantel.com, or it's linked from the Bridging site, which is heaventoearth.com, heaventoearth.com. All the artists will be linked if they have their own site. So if you want to go and see their other extraordinary work. But if you go to her site, you'll be able to see the middle portion of this, which, this, I don't know if you can really see it that well on camera, but, it kind of has a 3D feel and it's coming off the canvas. It's just so very powerful, at the angle, when you're in its presence. It's just an extraordinary piece. And she wrote a little saying or a little poem to go with this. And this is the Vivian Nantel, The Bridging Heaven and Earth Blossom. I crawl within my ancient cave, surrendering to the longing of your multiple faces. My worn-out heart is letting go of the last tears. Where are you, Divine One? Soul, why are you crying, drowning in the sea of earthly misery? Wake up. You are the sun, the moon, the virgin flower with wings breathing light, blossoming in the night. Sacred heaven of my heart feeds you as one. Oh, my beloved sunflower. So, it's another one of those things. At the opening I was talking about, how this new paradigm of trust, of cooperation, of probably the 100 artists that we've been involved with, the 100 people, 60, I would say, as I said earlier, world-class artists. And you can go to the website, the art project page of the Bridging site, heaventoearth.com, has them all listed, all linked. Very, very few of them said anything about a contract, said anything about anything. They just wanted to be part of it, and they just wanted to send this piece to be, to their pieces from all over the world to be part of this. And, their energy has just been so enlivening for us. We just put together a new Bridging Heaven and Earth art project. I don't know how well you can see it on the cameras, but a new brochure that if people are interested in, we could be happy to send them if they contact us. So it's, you'll see how to reach me. It'll be on the show, but it's Allan, 805-687-2053. The website's heaventoearth.com. And the energies around this are just so explosive in the way of, love on fire, of connection on fire, of collaboration on fire. And if you look at this piece and you'll see, 8, 10, 12 other pieces, they all are like, as we talk about, different spokes on the wheel, but they're all about that connection. They're all about the recognition of that oneness, that love, of that heart eye that sees the connection, that angel oneness. So this is Vivian Nantel, the Bridging Heaven and Earth Blossom. The next piece is going to be Omega by Anita Saxon. So this painting here is just, Anita Saxon's called Omega. Anita Saxon is just an extraordinary being, is really, you'll hear me saying that probably quite often, because when you get to talk and meet some of these people and see their art and then go to their websites and see more of their art and then talk to them and see their passion and see their commitment. Really, we feel, at Bridging, so honored to be, in some way at the center of this project and to have all these pieces come into our world and to be able to, do gallery openings and to show them on the show. We've been trying on almost every show to show a couple of pieces, and then we, as I said at the open, had the opportunity to show more on this show, and we thought this is really, heaven sent in a way. And Anita is she again is a healing artist, and she has had some extraordinary results with that. She paints basically, with information given her from higher realms or channeled information, or however you would describe information coming through her about the people the piece is for, about their healing issues, and she'll quite often, and she did with this piece, gives an audio tape along with it that she does it, and basically her hand moves through these pieces, and visions come through with that, and she'll share that in an audio piece with whoever is commissioning the piece or whoever she's doing the piece for. And again, her commitment and her enthusiasm. She called us from seeing information about us on the website, the Bridging website, and we told her that we were involved in this project, and the first thing she said, like so many others in this new paradigm of collaboration, this new paradigm of wanting to be part of that beauty and that love, just said, yes, count me in. And when we got this piece, it came literally, I think, with 7 or 8, I think it was 90-minute audio tapes. And all the information she got about, Bridging and how valuable this art project was, and how it, in essence, was given to us as an opportunity for us to be part of enlivening the planet with all these extraordinary people all over the world, and to really understand, the value of it, and to, and she also said other things about like what was going on the planet, and there was going to be turmoil in the southern part of the United States, and this was before, I guess, where, I don't know, 3 weeks after the, Hurricane Katrina situation in the Gulf Coast of the United States, and she was saying that there was going to be a lot of turmoil there, and she just gave us a tremendous amount of information about, how we should proceed in this project, and how we should really understand the nature of this time, and like I talked about the open, the nature of this time of the light, to bring more light, to be available, to have the light come through you, to have that understanding of the experience of love come through you, and how necessary and important it is for us to, if we have that, to make that known, that that shows like Bridging and paintings like this, and just getting this painting and this information, and Vivian's and all the others and the ones you'll see are, coming up and up and up, are all about that love. So the next painting you'll see is Stairway to Heaven by Steve Madden, another extraordinary piece. So. Okay, so this painting you're seeing, this extraordinary painting, it's painted on glass. So it's just, I don't know if you can see, it's like bubbling, literally. Steve Madden, this is called Stairway to Heaven. which, you know, obviously you see the movement of it. He's an artist around this area. We're from the Santa Barbara, California area, and most of you know have seen the show before. And he lives in the Ventura, Oxnard area. We saw him. I was at this art show in the local area, and I came across his work, and I said, you know, we've got something that you know, that you really will want to be part of, that you really want to, you know, have the opportunity to have your vision shown to the world through the Bridging Heaven and Earth distribution system, which is, as most of you know, we're on in 150 cities or so, and you could check them all out from the Heaven to Earth site, heaventoearth.com, and the stations page have all the cities we are listed in alphabetical order, with, you know, the local contact person, the number of the channel, the times. And so, I mean, literally, he created this piece in, I think, a couple of weeks, and then just brought it up to us for, you know, we had it here for shows that we did, I think, 2 months ago. And then when we determined that we were going to do a whole art project show and give you the opportunity to get the experience of the incredible commitment and creativity and love of all these people, that, you know, we definitely felt that this painting by Steve would, you know, just be an extraordinary, you know, opportunity for you to see, you know, what we're trying to do and how people are trying to be part of it and trying to collaborate with us. And each collaboration, of course, you know, is like increases the energy 100 times. Because, I mean, I get calls all the time, is that I came across your site and I went to the art project page, and you know, I look down the list of the artists, and each time we get a new artist who has their own website with all this extraordinary art and all their gifts given, and yet they say, you know, please let me be part of this, please let me, you know, put this piece in, you know, and just let this love out. You know, if you have a way to distribute these images in a way to let people know that the bridge to heaven and earth is happening, that the stairway to heaven is happening. It's happening in my heart, and it's happening in a lot of hearts, and that's really the plan, is that this art project will be a call to awaken, you know, the sleeping heart, a call to awaken, you know, the connection, awaken the love. I mean, the connection's there, the love is there. And, you know, the time is for us now to, all of us, in whatever way, shape, or form that we do our creativity. It doesn't have to be through an art piece. But however we can bring our energies and our love into that connection, into that new paradigm, into that commitment, is a step for us all. So whatever ways that, you know, in each of our lives, being a parent, being whatever job we have, we can bring that connection, that love, more and more and more, and recognize that we are all the same love, that whatever separations, whatever divisions we think there are, that the stairway to heaven is here, that the recognition of that is long overdue, and the time is now to come into that recognition. So the next couple of paintings you'll see are by two other extraordinary artists, Eliza McCracken and Hannah Lisa, and they're magnificent pieces. Well, the two pictures you see now are smaller, but obviously very, very extraordinary. The one we have left is, it's called Enchanted Love. It's by Eliza McCracken. She's a world-renowned artist, just extraordinary being. She lives in California now. She has a bunch of books out. You can, again, go to the Bridging website, heaventoearth.com, and we're linked to Eliza's site on the art project page. Her use of, you know, colors and imagery are just, you know, I mean, that's the incredible part, is, you know, this isn't radio. So you're getting a feeling for, you know, how really extraordinary, I don't know how it looks, you know, with our backdrop and all that, but the blue and the red are just so vivid and so powerful. And again, Eliza just, as soon as she heard about the project was like, how can I get involved, and then literally, I think she said she stayed up for like 3 days in a row and created this piece. And she had just gotten, she had had some physical issues, and still it was like, yes, let me be part of it. Let me, be open to this new love, this new paradigm. And actually she wrote a little poem or, something about that. So let me read you that. It's pretty powerful. So the inspiration for this piece was the Bridging Heaven and Earth Foundation and Divine Love for All Humanity. So the inspiration was the Bridging Heaven and Earth Foundation and Divine Love for All Humanity. And what she says is, every soul is of irreplaceable beauty. As beloved, we are uniquely designed for a brilliant purpose and plan. We are expressions of divine creativity, worthy of all the honor bestowed upon masterpieces, for indeed we are. So that's pretty beautiful. And then this second piece, the piece on the right, is by this another extraordinary, I've probably used the word on numerous occasions tonight, and I probably will again, because literally the art speaks for itself, and then you have the people behind the art, just the wealth and the depth of the creativity and the love and the of the many tribes becoming one. And Annalisa lives in a place where disharmony, dis-ease, she lives in Israel. She's part of that combination of forces that, has resulted in death after death and bombing and shooting and suicide bombing and just, the horrors of hate, the horrors of fear, the horrors of that disconnection. And so she has shown this piece of all of us coming into this one family. And she also wrote a little piece, and this piece is called, by Annalisa, is called Bridging Heaven and Earth. In this most ancient place, the Ramon crater in the Negev desert, where the perfume caravans passed through in days of yore, this vision was received from the Heavenly Heart Dance Network. The new exodus of humanity's healer tribe is materializing now. Its mission, the healing of Mother Earth. So, we've talked about, time after time that we have to heal the heart. And as we heal the heart of all of us on this planet, we all obviously heal, the trauma that this unhealed heart, this harmonious heart, has caused on this planet. So, maybe we'll take a break now. We'll see another extraordinary video from Rabia Clark, who we'll see her work of art in the next segment. But so she's also an art project collaborator, but she did this beautiful video with her art in there called the Dervish Project. So the Dervish Project, Rabia Clark.
The Dervish Project. All quotations are from the complete sayings of Hazrat Inayat Khan, unless otherwise noted. Thanks to Coleman Barks for permission to publish his translations of Jalaluddin Rumi. How did I rise above narrowness? All pain is significant of change. All that changes, for better or worse, must cause a certain amount of pain. For change is at once birth and death. I was faced with the dilemma of no longer being able to work in my old job as a rehabilitation counselor with the deaf because of a whiplash injury. My conformist life was coming to the edge of a cliff. The barriers of expectations of career, normal family life, prosperity, and health were like big blocks of energy preventing me from making other choices. Every way I turned, there seemed to be another block. The only way out was inside myself. I realized this was the last choice remaining between me and dying to everything I thought I was. The old way had to die. I leapt up above it all and into the freedom of multiple new choices. The Sufi choice. The sea of life is in constant motion. No one can stop its ever-moving waves. The wise man swims in the water, but the ignorant man is drowned in his effort to cross. After a year in a Hindu spiritual group, I realized I did not fit. I wanted a spiritual path which focused on opening my heart to God, not to a guru. I became a Sufi. Initiation felt like being in a safe boat on the raging sea of life. To the side was a whirlpool, a vortex, trying to pull me back into my old life. The wind of the message of Sufism blew steadily toward the rising sun of hope in the east. I was protected by the spirit of light surrounding me. The heart and wings on the front of the boat reflects the idea that the heart of the lover of God flies towards the divine beloved. The trees represent the guides who would come along my way. In less than a year, in 1977, I was made a teacher in the Sufi order and received training from the head of the order, Pir Vilayat Khan, at leaders' training camps. Trance state vision, out-of-body view. Many seem wide awake to the life without, but asleep to the life within. And although the chamber of the heart is continually visited by the hosts of heaven, they do not know their heart, for they are not there. Aided by courses in self-mind control, past life therapy training, and Reiki healing, I began entering deep trance states. After working at Sufi meditation practices for several years, I found myself having out-of-body experiences. Here I am lying on the bed while looking through eyes as if through a mask, suspended in the dark above the body. There is still a connection to the body. I see a huge being of light, with light flowing down from above into its third eye, who saw me, although it really didn't have eyes, and extended its energy to my spirit through the palms of its hands. It had a glowing green heart chakra and a gold flickering aura. I felt I was seeing from above my body in the darkness, and the energy from the light being re-entered my body in spirals.
Okay, so now that you just saw that incredible video with Rabia Clark. The painting or the art piece on the left is Rabia Clark's piece, and she did that beautiful video that you just saw. Now her piece is called, it's a little longer one, Shaman Rises from the Underworld, Bringing the Soul of His Client. And obviously, Rabia does this extraordinary work that's, literally that's out of this world. I mean, it's just, very powerful work. She does, a lot of stuff with the Dervish Project. Again, her work is available from the bridging site, heaventoearth.com, and if you go to the Art Project page, all these people are linked from our site, and the work she does with the Dervish Project as a Sufi, again, is just to bring in that love connection, to bring in that recognition. And as you can see, I mean, each piece, has that distinct flavor of the person, has that that their own flower, their own flavor, their own smell, their own way of approaching, their own spoke on the wheel of approaching that infinite. And yet the opening, like we mentioned at the opening about how this project and about how that love is infinite and inclusive. And what would we want to get involved in on any level at this point that isn't infinite and inclusive? I mean, all of us have had enough things in this world that have been, finite and exclusive. And who wants to feel excluded from that love? And none of us are. So the time is right for that. And the painting on the right by a dear friend of ours, Sue Halstenberg, who was a former guest on the show, an extraordinary woman, extraordinary artist. She's done inspirational art, enlivening art, just new age art, however, just unbelievable art. And this piece is called, I always get this wrong, I barely can speak English, but Om Mani Padme Om. How was that? Was that good? Yeah. Because everyone was saying that. I said it once before on one of the shows and it came out like mashed potatoes. Just look at it. I don't know exactly what the symbol, she keeps explaining it to me every time I see her, and I keep going, yeah, right. And really, it all aims us at, the Father and I are one, the Goddess and I are one, that love is available, that connection, that truth is real for us, that way of knowing is available, and it's available now. And, you see those two paintings or those two pieces of art together, Robbie's and Sue's, and what do you see? You see, love manifest. You see commitment manifest. You see just the wanting, the desire for the new paradigm, for that new collaboration to come forth. But they're so different in their way, and yet they're not different. So the root, it's like all of us. It's like the root is like that. So, again, here are these two incredible pieces, and, we got more common. The next piece is this extraordinary piece by another dear friend of ours, Carol Wilson, Spirit Bird, and it's extraordinary. So this incredible piece that you're seeing now, as I said earlier, is Carol Wilson's Spirit Bird. Again, the visuals of it, really speak for themselves. Again, our spirit is soaring towards the sun, soaring towards the love, soaring towards the oneness, is coming into that realization. And that's what this project's about, that's what these artists are about in their own way, each one of them. It's interesting, the interesting part of when we contact these people, they'd say, well, we have 10 pieces in our inventory, 10 pieces that we've already done that are about bridging heaven and earth, because that's really literally what we do, and that's what every painting's about. And, we were really clear that this project had to be a new original piece based on that theme. That it had to be like from this now, from this realization, from this moment, that we all really had to come together and create and open the heart of this new paradigm and leave the fear and leave the division and the separation behind. So that even if our intent before was to do that, for us to come together under the illusionary banner of the Bridging Heaven and Earth Art Project, it was really important to do that. And then, each artist said, that sounds really magnificent to me. That sounds, like, let's go, let's do it. And as I said earlier, pictures and paintings and artwork and sculptures are literally coming in from all over the world. And the momentum of it as each one comes in is just the more and more and more. And we assume that when this show gets out, and people know that this is happening, that it'll be like, how can I be part? How can I bring my love, bring my attention, bring my understanding to this? And, the plan would be at some point to have, gallery openings. We have, a gallery opening a couple of months from now in one of the finest restaurant galleries in the Santa Barbara area, Fresco Restaurant. And, the excitement around that, I don't know when people will be seeing the show. You can contact us. But the intention would be perhaps to have openings of this art all over the world, because we have artists from all over the world. So, and maybe a Bridging Heaven and Earth book. I mean, again, it's unlimited. It's an infinite project of an ongoing that, who knows the limit, because there is no limit. I mean, another thing we're hoping to do is have a virtual art gallery on the internet where all these pictures will be there and all will be, linked to their sites. And then if you think about all the artists who, just by their nature have, or the nature of their art, have only their pieces or very few other pieces linked, if they have all these hundreds of artists linked, I mean, the collaborative energy of that will add another level to that new paradigm we talk about. We'll add another level to that recognition. So, I mean, each step of the way. And the interesting part is that we're open to ideas, because it's new, it's original. We, to say something's never been done before would only prove you're an idiot, but which I've proven on numerous occasions before. But in a way, it's a new project. So we're open to what people want to do. So if any ideas come from you out there, that's fantastic. So, the next group of pictures will be Michelle Zizalik and Stephen Gary, other extraordinary artists. So we'll see those coming up right now. The magical paintings you're seeing now are on your left, Michelle Zizalik's Rising, and on your right, Stephen Gary's Heaven Fields. And, if you look at them again, I mean, you look at them again individually, you look at it again collectively, and there are the different pieces of the puzzle, different spokes on the wheel, different recognitions in a way, but the same hunger. The same hunger is in the Michelle's cathedral, and in Stefan's just explosion of light in the center there. And again, these people, individually and collectively, lives are dedicated to that oneness, to that love, to that connection. Michelle has been involved with Bridging for an extraordinary amount of time, for years and years. She was involved with, a lot of you I know have gotten letters from us because you've asked for information. So we've sent you letters on the letterhead. Michelle designed them. She designed the initial Bridging brochure, the envelopes, and now she's been involved with the art project, both as an artist and as a graphic designer. And she's been instrumental in the Bridging Heaven Earth art project brochure that I showed you a little bit before, and I guess you'll be able at some point to see parts of it on the internet and all that. And Stephen's a new friend of ours from the Los Angeles area, a strong activist for love, for fairness, for people getting along, for just equality. Just he lives for equality. He lives for that connection. And both of them, Michelle and Stefan, just immediately were wanting to be involved in this. Were immediately available to whatever we needed them to do, and just right from the very beginning, their enthusiasm. I mean, for us here, I mean, we do the show, and we do, now we do probably 20 or 25 shows a year, and the art project takes up a good bit of our time, just because it just seemed to explode to us. And for us, the energy and the excitement of all these people, allows us to re-energize ourselves and to refocus on just that love. And they're so, each one of these, Michelle, Stephen, all the others we've mentioned, and just the connection and the excitement of all of them is just so encouraging for us and so important for us. And as, I mean, I've said this on the show many times, but every time we get so many calls and letters and emails from everywhere, all over the world, about the guests, about the show, about our intention to dedicate to the oneness, about how, the show means so much to them. it is really an important thing for us. And again, anybody who wants to in any way, shape or form be part of this Bridging Heaven and Earth art project, we're available. And the paintings that we're going to see next are just the most incredible. They're these from some of the most important people in my world, a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old who have again wanted to be part of this project, and they've put pieces in, and you will see them coming up. The 2 paintings you see now are from literally my favorite people on the planet. One is done by Margot, the one on the left, 6-year-old, just an amazing being who just brings love into every moment. And the one on the right, and hers is called I Love the World. And the one on the right is done by this 3-year-old extraordinary being who just laughs and laughs and is one of the most joyous creatures I know. Alia, who lives in Australia. She's the granddaughter of Shelley Flanders, who's the director of the foundation, and was in Australia when she was born. And she was over here visiting Shelley when Shelley came back from Australia. And I mean, just look at these. Look at the power and the glory, the sparkle, the love. Alia's painting is called Rainbow. I don't know if how you're seeing it. It's hard to see sometimes. Cameras and depths of field and all that. But I mean, it just sparkles, and it's got stars and hearts, and literally, this project is available to everybody. It's open. It's about the open heart. It's about the recognition of our connectedness, of that oneness. And the kids who are coming into the planet now have just such strong senses, strong gifts of that, strong connections, that hopefully this new paradigm we've been talking about the whole show will allow them not to forget as most of us have forgotten, or not quite as badly or as deep, and have to go through all the traumas of this planet to begin to come back into that recognition, into that oneness. And both of them, just when they found out about the project, I mean, you literally couldn't stop them from doing a piece, is that I want to be part of this. I want my expression, my creativity to be in this new paradigm, in this new love, to bring us home. They know what home is. They have never left home for too long. They know the home. And they said, this planet needs to come home. I mean, both of them individually and collectively have in one way or another said, we need to come home. Home to love, home to truth, home to that recognition. And, when we were putting this particular show together, and we knew we were going to do all the art pieces, and we've left some out that have just come in this last week because we were planning to do it, and we wanted to really end the show with these 2 immaculate children who, are in this world and have to deal with the insanity and lunacy. And really our job is to lessen that burden of the craziness, and to bring that new paradigm, to bring that new love, stronger and stronger and stronger. That is our job. That is our destiny, to come together collaboratively and to bring that home, to allow them to stay home while we come home. So again, this project is available for everybody. We're open to your suggestions. I've mentioned it before, but it's also probably on the graphics under the show, that you can reach us through 805-687-2053, 805-687-2053. And you definitely can be open and be available to allow us to work with you and collaborate with you. So the availability is there, and we need to come home. So good night. God bless you. Thank you.